Hello Virgo, I'm Claire Louise Hay from VHealing.com and this is your April 2020 reading. I hope you're doing well, Virgo. Virgo, every weekend now I have a half price sale and throughout April that will be going on. And so if you would like a half price reading with me, check out my website VHealing.com on the weekends to find out which reading is in the half price sale. Now Virgo, if there is a particular reading that you really want and you would like me to include in that half price sale, then just put it in the comments down here what you want to know from your higher self, and I'll consider putting that in the half price sale. As I've told other people before, maybe you've heard this before, but my most popular things are not going to be in the half price sale, and so no point in asking for those. But yeah, let me know what kind of readings you want in there, and I'll consider those. So let's have a look. What's your story, Virgo, this April? It's a big month, a very important month for everybody. So let's see what's going on for you guys. Wow, perfect. If you're watching this when the first day that I upload these videos, then it's still a weekend and the half price reading sale is on an abundance reading. And so this is coming up for you now. Let's just check out what that's all about. So Virgo, you've got a resistance pattern to abundance here. Now this is coming up for a lot of people and a lot of signs, but for you in particular, is that our ideas of what is successful and not is changing now. And that's linked to our abundance, to our money, and to your money, Virgo. And so the superficial things are falling away. The trinkets, the things that we thought of as success. Of course, as success. Of course, as this fire, it doesn't discriminate, right? It doesn't discriminate, isn't it? It's hitting the pretty ones as well as the ugly ones. It's hitting those that have got a lot of money and those with not a lot of money. It doesn't discriminate, and we are realizing now in ourselves what is important, what's not important, what is success to us, and what isn't success, because a lot of the things that successful people have had, the consensus, the old consensus of success, it isn't serving them anymore. I mean, it's not doing them any good in this crisis. And indeed, a lot of the successful people have had to stop, they've had to stop in their tracks. They cannot do what they're doing anymore. And then the people deemed less successful, people like me, people like the healthcare workers, teachers, people that are still going, the people that are actually being successful at the moment. It's not with trinkets, it's not with that superficial entertainment kind of thing. It's the real stuff that's important that's being valued now. And so you've got a shift going on inside of yourself, same as everyone else at the moment, but in particular for you, Virgo, because this is showing up your resistance to abundance. So it's really notice, Virgo, your aversion to abundance at the moment, or aversion to the abundance that you see in other people. Because your aversion could be showing one of two things. Your aversion to abundance could be showing you the superficial things that aren't your idea of abundance. They aren't your truth for what is success for you, right? And so that's coming up to be revealed so that in your heart, your truth of what abundance is for you. It's going to be different for everyone, So what I'm saying is, like, society's version of abundance has been having a lot of money, having a massive house, and maybe having lots of shiny cars, things like that, and having a lot of people follow you, a lot of likes and things like that. There's all kinds of things that we've linked to abundance, to success. Then those things fall away because they're not important in times when survival, and people, survival is important, and people's mental health is important, and people's emotional health is important, and people's spiritual waking up is important. Then the other things come to the fore, right? And so you're learning that your aversion to certain parts of success that you've seen in society is actually true for you. It's a true aversion. It's something for you to not to resist, but to just acknowledge that that's not your version of success, and you don't actually want to go for it anymore. So you might be learning, Virgo, that there's certain things that the world says is successful and is abundance, and you've had an aversion to it, but then you're like, no, but I don't want to resist that, so maybe I should embrace that. And so then you've been trying to grasp at it, because it won't come easy to you. I mean, if it's not in your heart and your soul, if your higher self knows that that's not your truth, it's going to be impossible to manifest, right? And so if it's been impossible to manifest, then you've been trying to grasp at it, grasp at it, grasp at it. You've been chasing it. And it's futile because you can't get it because your higher self knows that it's not important to you, really. And so you're finding out those things now. Now, there's another aspect to this too, is that there is certain resistance that you've got for you being successful in the way that you want to be successful. Virgo, so there is a part of success for you which is important. It's important to you. It's on your path. It's maybe your soul calling and putting yourself out there, that kind of thing. And maybe you've got an aversion to that. So this is still about aversions. This is about resistance to that. But resistance is something that it is true for you. It is some part of your truth of success for you, your truth of abundance for you. Maybe you're standing up and being heard now. Maybe people are valuing you now. Maybe you're starting to value yourself and what it is that you offer now. Maybe you're stepping into that version of abundance that's true for you, and you're going to be able to move forward in that. But now is the perfect time. In April, it's a perfect time to deal with this resistance and get really clear on it. What is success to you? You know, and this has come up in the past year of readings and stuff. Our higher selves keep on asking us this question: what is success to you? What is abundance to you? Because it's different for everybody. And while society has just carried on going, we haven't had to question those things. We're just like, yeah, the big house and the car, it is. But you know what? In my 20s, I had a brand new car and I had a big house, a 6-bedroom house. And I gave it all up because it was for nothing. Like, it wasn't making me happy. None of those trinkets were making me happy at all. It was just so superficial, and that's why I had to give it up. I had to get rid of everything because it just wasn't fulfilling me, and I had to go for what fulfills me. And then I started traveling more, doing charity work, started my own business, started doing this work because this fulfills me, not the big house. And sure, there's parts of my lifestyle that support me in that. But it's not like I'm not seeking happiness through these things anymore. It's just what supports me and what truly makes me happy, which is my work. My work, helping other people, and my work on myself too. That makes me truly happy. That makes me feel fulfilled when I'm reaching personal goals, challenging myself, when I'm helping other people. It's very rewarding for me. And so in the same way, you're getting redirected like this to what true abundance is for you. And it's not those trinkets. We're really having to wake up to let go of that superficial stuff now that it doesn't mean anything to us. And if you'd managed to, and those things that you have managed to manifest, Virgo, you will have realized down the line that it's not important. It's fleeting happiness, you know? You buy those things and it's just so fleeting. And so the universe wants to open you up to true abundance. Now, true abundance to me is everything showing up when you need it. It's like it's being in the state of grace. It's the knowing that you are supported by the universe and it's magic happening. It's miracles happening. It's synchronicities. It's serendipity. That is true abundance. That's what makes you feel amazing, and it makes you continue feeling amazing. When you're just like chasing after money and then you buy yourself some shiny thing, you feel good for like a few seconds and then it's gone. That feeling of happiness is gone. But when a miracle happens for you, it's synchronicities, you can look back at that, and you can look back at that for years, your whole lifetime, and it still makes you feel magical. That is true abundance. The rest is fear. The rest is fear, chasing money to buy shiny stuff to try and make us feel better. That's coming out of fear. That's not true abundance. It's not true abundance. And you're figuring this stuff out now, Virgo, especially in April. And so if you're kind of behind on this, as you know, this is not something that you've really faced before or thought about before. Maybe you got caught up on that treadmill, the rat race kind of thing, and you were going for that. Because let's face it, we all have had to conform in some way, otherwise we'd have no money, would we? We've all had to conform with what society was saying is success, because that's the way the world has been working. That's the way the economic systems have been working. And let's face it, you're not going to have a home or food on the table or your kids in school unless you've been doing that. So we've had to conform in some way, but now we don't. Now we don't. Now things are changing. Everyone's waking up. This is an amazing time of people waking up. And so this April, it's for you, Virgo, to really understand. It's a great time to meditate on this, to really understand what is abundance, what's true abundance to you, what sticks with you, what makes you feel fulfilled and sticks with you, because that is true abundance. That's true abundance. Ask yourself that. What continues to make you feel fulfilled? Because it's not the trinkets, I'll tell you that. It's not a lot of the things that society has told us means success and abundance. And it's all been unraveled now, right, Virgo? It's all been unraveled now for us. Being given a gift at the moment to learn this, to really, get back to ourselves and realize that we are enough, and it's the smaller things. It doesn't have to be small, but you know what I mean. It's the things that were deemed insignificant that are actually the most significant. And so you've been encouraged to look back at your past and face it, not in a derogatory way. I'm not saying like beat yourself up for patterns that you've had in the past if you've been on that success treadmill, worshipping false idols. That's what the Bible says. Shiny trinkets. And, as I said, we've all had to conform in our way to that. And so don't beat yourself up about it. But look honestly at the past. And this is encouraging you to look honestly at the past and actually face that and face what hasn't been working for you. Like Dr. Phil says, how's that working for you? Has it been working for you? What has been working for you? I mean, don't let me tell you. I'm not saying that everything that you buy is not important. Of course, some people are just completely passionate about cars, and I'm not in the slightest. And I did enjoy having a new car way, way, way back, but I haven't had a car for a long time. It's just not important to me. It really is not important to me whatsoever. But there are car enthusiasts, and that are really passionate about it. So I'm not saying that any particular one thing is not abundance or is not success, but it's got to be true to you, right? It's got to be true to you. And so this is encouraging you to look back in the past, not putting yourself down, not saying, I got it all wrong. I shouldn't have liked any of that stuff, because that's not true. You are actually passionate about some of the shiny trinkets. You are. You've got to be, right. Those things aren't going to fall away, but we're going to disconnect from our attachment to them, from our grasping for them, even when it's not aligned with us, because that comes from fear, right? Grasping for those things that we don't really want. I know from having a big house, it's not great. Like, it's a lot to clean. And you need to get a good team of cleaners to actually do it. I do love my space, but then you can have space in different ways, right? And it's about getting to know yourself and what's really true for you. What abundance is really true for you, Virgo? So don't throw it all under the bus, and definitely don't throw yourself under a bus for the conforming that you notice that you've been doing. But do face it, what you've been doing up until now. Take an honest, healthy look back, and you decide. You get to decide personally what's for you and what's not for you, what actually feels good for you, what's aligned with you, what's not aligned with you. You get to do that, to really get to know yourself. Because what I know to be true from working with everyone's higher selves and with my higher self too is that everything that's been in your life, it's like a part of the jigsaw puzzle that makes you. And these jigsaw pieces have been laid in front of us, and they might seem like they're insignificant, but they're not. They've all been laid in front of us. Like, it's incredible to me that things that happened to me in school, things that I learned about in uni and in college, little part-time jobs that I did, they all have a connection with what I'm doing now. And that's true for everything that I've done throughout my life, like absolutely everything. And so in that position, I could have looked back earlier on and thought, well, I shouldn't have done that degree because that's got nothing to do with, with me. That was a wrong decision. But I would have been looking back too early to make that judgment call. Do you know what I mean? Because everything has been part of the jigsaw puzzle to bring me to where I am now. And the same is true for you. So don't look back and condemn things, because they are important. If nothing else, it was important for you to have that experience of chasing something, of manifesting something, maybe for you to realize it only gave you 5 minutes worth of happiness, not that permanent happiness. As I said, permanent happiness, it kind of comes from something. It's like those great times that we have with friends, you can always look back on it and feel that warmth in your heart and laugh and all of that. The miracles that happen to us, serendipities, synchronicities that happen to us, we can always look back at that and feel really good about. The other stuff that isn't important to us, we can't do that. We can't look back at it and feel like I can remember getting that car and I can remember that drive home. I had a big grin all over my face. I love that car. And I said I'm not interested in cars, but this was a new Beetle, and I loved those things. When they first came out, I was like, oh my God, they're so beautiful. You know, there was many aspects about it that was totally me, and I can look back on that and I can relive that day when I picked that car up and feel all the joy that I felt there. And that joy, it did last quite a while, and yeah, and I can look back at it now, so and feel that joy too, and so that was aligned with me. But it doesn't mean that cars are aligned with me. Just that one was. Look, in the same way, Virgo, you've got to look back at the past and see what actually brought you joy, what brought you lasting joy, what can you look back on now and still feel the joy of it, because that shows it's aligned with you. And it's true. Like I wouldn't buy a car. I would buy another one of those new Beetles. I so would. It was just that car. Really, it was just that car. And since that, I've tried. Like a few years ago, I was trying to manifest all different kinds of cars. And that was purely the fear thing. It was purely just listening to what society says, a more expensive car and stuff like that. Not really aligned with me. And of course, my higher self wasn't behind that. It didn't have me manifesting it at all because, for one, I didn't need a car. I don't particularly enjoy driving. I love riding a bicycle around. I absolutely love that. And so bicycles show up for me for sure. I've got two right now. So what really brings you joy? Because let go of anything else. Let go of the pursuit of anything else. This month it's all about you finding out what is your true abundance and letting go of anything else. So something that persists in bringing you joy. It happens in relationships too. There's certain relationships we're so happy we had. We still love them in a way. Maybe we don't have we haven't stayed in touch with them, but we can look back and feel that warmth in our heart and feel the joy from that relationship. And if we can't do that in relationships, it just shows us that we either were unhealed and attracting the wrong kind of person and had really bad experiences, or yeah, there's some healing to be done for sure if we can't look back. Look at this. Virgo, choose to change success. Your higher self wants to get you on the path of success now, but a path of success, the success that's totally right for you. I'm getting this image of you wandering around aimlessly before, thinking like, what is success? Like, maybe I should be going for that thing. Or those people have got that thing, maybe I should go for that. Just like wandering around aimlessly. And now April is asking you, get really clear on what you want. And it could be so different than everyone else, it could be so different than everyone else. I mean, I'm sure. Like my lifestyle, me living in a resort on a tropical island in Thailand and working, having that self-discipline to work from home alone, getting up in the morning, going for a beach run. At the end of the day, about 4:30. Well, now I'm in lockdown. I usually train at 4 o'clock my time, but I can't do that anymore because it's closed. So now about 4:30, I'm training myself on my balcony, doing a workout on the balcony in the sun, so it's a bit like a sauna as well at the same time. And I've got the motivation and that discipline, that self-discipline to do that. Now, that might sound great to you, that lifestyle. People might say, "Oh, you're so lucky to have your own business and have that lifestyle. It's amazing." But if that was right for them, they would be choosing that too. And I'm not even suggesting that my lifestyle is right for everyone, but it's right for me and it's right for what I'm here for, and it's absolutely perfect for what I'm doing. This lifestyle, it allows me to have the energy that I need to be able to guarantee that my readings will be out within 24 hours because I can show up. I can show up every day, and I've got 100% confidence in myself in that, in being able to do that because of this lifestyle. And so you are being, in that same way, Virgo, you are being guided to what is best for you, what is success for you, to make those changes so that you can step into your soul's calling now. Because that's what 2020 is all about. The year 2020 is all about that. Our higher selves are really like forcing us to get on track with that now, to get rid of all that superfluous stuff, that superficial stuff, the stuff that just isn't us, get you on track with what you're here to do. And for you, it's all about success and abundance. You've got to sort that stuff out so that you're clear on what is abundance to you, what is success to you, so that you're moving forward in the right direction. Otherwise, you're going to be veering off chasing things that you shouldn't be chasing, like I don't know, like a pet or something, It's got a job to do. Like, imagine if, sniffer dogs at the airport, like they're sniffing for drugs or whatever at the airport. Imagine if that dog was like just like anyone's normal pet dog, and it just, instead of doing its job, it was just like running off for the next shiny thing, that ball for, to go and sniff someone, to go and get petted by someone. That's kind of what I'm being shown, is that that's what you've been doing in a way, Virgo. You've been, distracted. You've got this job to do. You're meant to be sniffing for drugs in the airport, but you've been distracted by balls, by people to pet you, by all kinds of things, things that you think that dogs should be interested in, or human beings should be interested in. And you get to choose the changes now of what success is for you. It's a very important month for you. This shows that success, your version of success, is in sight now. You're being moved toward that, Virgo. Your higher self wants to get you successful, but in your own way. And this requires you to break free, to kind of be a rebel, to do things your way, to live life in your way, not to conform anymore to what you think the consensus is. No one's been telling anyone anyway. We just picked it up, right? We're just like noticing what other people do and think, oh yeah, they seem to be successful. Maybe I should be like that, or want that, or get that to be successful too. That's what we've been doing. No one's been telling us to do these things, right? There's no directive that's come from anyone. But we just notice what's going on, and then we conform. And now you're being asked to not conform anymore, for you to get really deep into your heart about what abundance is and success is for you. And then that's going to get you on the right track. That's going to get you doing what you're here to do, because that is on the path, that is the right path. Everything on that path. It's not a distraction. It is leading you to what it is that you're here to do. So your soul is calling out right now for you to do what you're here to do. But these are the foundations that you've got to set in place so that you're not distracted by shiny things anymore. Squirrels, shiny things. So that you're like blinkered, so that you're like, this is what I'm doing. This is what's important to me. All of that other stuff, that's not important to me. I'm not interested in having a big house. I'm not interested in having a shiny car. I'm not interested in going for that thing. I'm not interested in the Facebook likes. I'm not interested in my Instagram profile. I am doing this thing, and I'm going to live my life in this way, because that is success for me. And you've got this blinkered vision, this determination, this motivation to move forward. That's what you're being drawn to, Virgo. Living life in your way. It's like the whole of your life until now, it was just about getting to know yourself. And then now is this pivotal moment, this pivotal point. April's this pivotal point for you, Virgo, to sift through all of that, to look back and sift through all of that information that you've gathered about yourself, about what life is about to you, about what success is about to you, about what abundance is to you, what brings you joy, what doesn't, what sticks with you, what fulfills you, what sticks with you, what brings you joy even when you look back on it, and what doesn't, what is just out. It's like you're sifting the whole of your life before now into two boxes, a box that you're going to throw out and a box that you're going to keep. And that box that you're going to keep focused on that. You're going to bring it to your heart, and you're going to say, this is what is important to me. And it doesn't matter what is in anyone else's box, because this box is mine, and this is what is important to me. And so that is showing me what my life is about, what should be in my life, right? So let's go back through that, Virgo. You've got to face your resistances to abundance. So the resistances that have been true for you, what really turns you off because it's not for you. It's important to know that stuff. Also, what you've got an aversion to in abundance that is for you, but you haven't been able to find it yet because you've been distracted by other things. You haven't been able to step into it yet because you haven't done the rest of this stuff. So you've got an aversion to some things that are true for you, that is part of your abundance, that is success to you because of unhealed part of yourselves, or maybe just that the timing hasn't been right for you to manifest these things now. Frustration. Sometimes it's born of frustration. Maybe you've been trying things. Maybe you've been trying to do your soul's purpose for many years and it just hasn't worked for you, and so you've built up an aversion, you've built up a resistance to that particular aspect of abundance because you've not been able to manifest it yet. But what if you weren't ready? What if you just weren't ready? If you weren't ready and the world wasn't ready for you, it could be true that the world wasn't ready for you, that you weren't ready for it, we weren't fully ready for it. And so some resistance is born from frustration of not being able to manifest that abundance that is right for you. And so like you've got to do this inner work now, this soul searching, this heart searching, looking back in the past to put things in those two different boxes, to really ask yourself what is true for you. And it's not going to be an easy thing, because as I said, there's some things that you've not been able to manifest, but it is right for you. And we turn, so many of us turn our back on that. We develop a real strong resistance to it. Well, I didn't want that anyway. Like when you ask somebody out on a date and because you're really in love with them, you really like them, and then they say no, and you're like, well, I didn't like you anyway. That is resistance. You did like them anyway. You did. But we do that with all kinds of things when we can't manifest it too. And so pay particular attention to that. You've been encouraged to look back into your past now not with rose-tinted spectacles on, nor with harsh spectacles on either. Truthful, just see the truth of what's right for you. What is abundance to you? And part of this letting go of the past is to realize what brought you fleeting joy. So this is about really recognizing those things, the shiny trinkets and things like that just brought you fleeting joy. You can't look back on it and really feel that joy anymore. The joy might have lasted 5 minutes, 5 days, 5 months even, but it didn't last, and you can't look back at it and feel that joy now. Because that's important. Because the true abundance, miracles, serendipity, synchronicities, love, passion, all of those things are true. And we can, at any point in our lives, we can look back on it and still feel that joy from it. And that's your guidance, that something is really true for you, it's really right for you. It is true abundance for you, it is success for you. And so time to get real about those things, because look, you're getting this chance to choose the changes for success. And what I'm seeing is it's like a lifestyle, it's like decisions for you to be your unique self and live life in your own way, make your own decisions, and just like have this blinkered vision. It's like, I know that just isn't important to me. And then when it comes at you and people try and say, you should want this, you say, why? Like, no, I don't want that. It's not important to me. It's not important to me. There you go, Virgo. If you like this reading, please click like and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment. What did you get out of that? How did it resonate with you? Love to hear from you and what's going on for you at the moment. Share this with your friends as well. If you're getting value out of my readings and benefit from them, please share my channel with your friends. I'd be very grateful for that. And don't forget, Virgo, I've got half-price reading sales every weekend. And so if you're watching this when I first release it, it's an abundance reading. So that might really help you. An abundance reading at the moment to help you get through this stuff as well. Hear from your higher self what it thinks about it. Have an amazing month, Virgo. I'll see you next time. Bye.